All right, hello everyone. I'm really excited and pleased to be here with you this morning to tell you more about exciting programs that you can be part of. These programs are especially made for you in order to equip you with the skills you need for the 21st century, to help you establish your dreams in different ways, like getting to your dream university, being better prepared to higher education, exploring your passion and your what you like as a career later on, and strengthening certain aspects of your skills, such as entrepreneurship, also creativity, innovation, technology development, and most importantly, community engagement. So I'm Dr. Mona Aitani. I'm an assistant professor of entrepreneurship at the American University of Beirut, and I have co-founded Shabab Lab, which is an e-learning platform that is especially designed for youth your age in the Arab world to make sure that they are transformed into the change makers and social innovators that we need in this part of the world. I'm going to start off by telling you why we are doing this, because it's always important to know the why behind anything and everything you do. So to start with, I'm sure that you've heard that a lot of the demands in the job market are constantly changing. So if you ask your parents, what shall I study at university? Which major shall I go in? What should I do as a career? They might have a difficult time answering you, simply because when they were in your shoes at your place, things were completely different. So do you know that actually some jobs that are most in demand today did not exist 10 years ago? So you're already born, you were already at school, and things are always changing. We expect that when you graduate from university as well, a lot of new jobs would have emerged, and a lot of jobs that we have today will not be existing anymore. So this is not to scare you. This is just to let you know that in order to be prepared for the future of jobs, we need to be doing something different. So what the problem that we are trying to solve in partnership with your schools, and I'm really thankful for your school to have given us the opportunity to talk to you more about our programs, is to bridge the skills gap between education and the workplace. So you may all agree that there is a gap between what you get as skills and education at school and even at university, and between what the real world needs, the actual skills that employers are looking for. And this is what we are doing here. We are partnering up with these educational institutions in order to help them provide better quality education and help them provide you with more relevant skills that are actually needed in the workplace. So I'm going to give you one example of one of our alumni. Tariq is someone who joined us when he was only 15 years old. So he was in grade 10. And he lives in a rural area and goes to a very average school. So it's not, the top international school, etc. He learned about one of our programs, which was called Robotics for Good in summer 2018, and he joined. So what he learned there is not just some robotics, electronics, Arduino. He even learned about entrepreneurship and how to create a solution for the social good. And the theme was medical health. So with his team, as you can see in this picture, they went to the Grand Serai in Beirut and they pitched their final idea, which was a medical device that is used to make sure people have an appropriate posture after sitting many hours on the desk a day. Tariq also joined us again for another program called Virtual Reality for Good in that same year, where he with his teammates also created a virtual reality application that helps combat certain mental health issues with youth. So this is a different dimension. New technology also entails entrepreneurship and community engagement. And then he joined us again for another program called Internet of Things for Good, because we're all about the social good and really helping the world become a better place. And he won first place with his teammate, where they created a device using also electronic sensors, etc., in order to detect illegal hunting in Lebanon. And it wasn't just that. Tariq, with this device, gained a patent. So he got براءة اختراع from the Ministry of Economy in Lebanon, and that was a great achievement for him at this age. So you can imagine that now it is much easier for him to apply to any university, to go to any program. This is what actually happened. He also joined us in a virtual program after we went online with Corona, and he won a trip to Berlin for the Youth Politics Forum. And finally, he was accepted in the Young Leaders Conference hosted by George Mason University in the US. So why did this all happen? Because Tariq decided to be part of these programs. He decided that he's not gonna be this average student and I'm just gonna take what my school gives me. I'm gonna go over and beyond. I'm gonna do more than that. I'm gonna work on myself. I'm gonna continue developing my skills, my technological skills, my entrepreneurial skills, and my soft skills. And believe me, he was a very timid and shy person when he started. And at the end, he was communicating properly, pitching really well, doing great in a team, and expressing himself. As you can see here, he's pitching very, very confidently. So all of these skills are things that you will be gaining in the programs that I'm talking about today. So this is why we are creating Shabab Lab. It's an e-learning platform, and we have the vision to make it the Coursera for high schoolers in the Arab world. When you join us, hopefully this year, we will also get notifications whenever we have new courses on the website, and a lot of them will be completely for free. I'll tell you more about our approach for the school program. So for grade 10 and grade 11 programs that we are offering to your school, there are three main pillars, and these pillars work together. So they are not separate or distinct. The first pillar is community engagement. So in every program that you take on Shabab Lab, which is a school program, you will have to work on a project. I know not all of you like projects, but this is the best way for us to learn real skills. When we just listen to someone informing us about new concepts, this is not learning really. The best way is to learn through hands-on project-based learning. And you'll also learn in a team-based environment. So you will get to choose your teammates and you will work together on this project, which is community focused. So this is the first element. The second element is that you will also be working on technology development. So through this project, you will be developing a certain technology. For grade 10, it will be web development. You will do web. I'll tell you why this is really important for you guys and how it can help you beyond the program. And for grade 11, you will be doing augmented reality. Augmented reality, as you know, is now part of a huge hype where we're talking about the metaverse, VR, AR, etc. So this will also give you great skills that you can use later in your future. And the most important thing is that you're not just learning about this technology, you're actually doing it. So this is hands-on 21st century skills where you will become active producers of tech rather than just passive consumers. We don't want you just to be on the consumer side of things. We want you to start creating, start doing these technology apps. And why not? You have everything it takes to make this happen. And the third pillar is entrepreneurship. This is where you will make these projects sustainable. So a lot of times, I'm sure you already do community service and projects in your schools, but a lot of times you just think of them as short-lived, short-term projects. And this is problematic. So what we really want you to do is think of them as long-term sustainable solutions. And the best way to do that is to add an entrepreneurial layer or a business layer where you actually think, how can I make money out of this? How much would this cost me? How will I market this to my customers? How will I measure my success? So when you add these business components or the entrepreneurial layer, your project will become sustainable and long-lived. And these three pillars, they work together in the programs that we have designed. So this is the journey of the students throughout the platform in the school programs again. First of all, you need to find a problem that you would like to solve. And the problem should be pertaining to a specific set of sustainable development goals. I hope you've heard about the SDGs, or what we call the UN 2030 agenda. This is a global agenda for humanity. And we have chosen different themes for the different grades and the different programs so that you're always working on something new. So the first step, you will find a problem in your community pertaining to the theme of the program. And how will you do this? Using a very popular and reputable framework called the design thinking framework. You will learn about it in the program. So if you don't know about it, don't worry. You don't need to have any background knowledge. You will learn all of these during the program. The second step is to find an actual solution. So unfortunately, sometimes we directly tend to think and jump to solutions, but what we really want here is you to start with the problem, because this is the better way to do, and then think of different solutions through different ideation techniques. This is where we ask you to think out of the box, be creative, and show you different ways how to do that. And you will be doing that also with the help of market research, because we don't want you to reinvent the wheel. We want you actually to just be innovative and use what already has been done, so that you can take it one step further and achieve better results. The third step is prototyping. So you will actually have to build this solution, not fully. It won't be a fully functional, very complex solution, but it will be a simple version of what you envision in mind, using what you learned in the technology development module on the platform. So when we talk about web development, you will actually be building a simple website. When we talk about augmented reality, you will be actually building a simple AR app. And this is an amazing feeling that you will have when you are done, because it's a great accomplishment. And finally, you will add the entrepreneurial or the business layer, which will make your project sustainable, and you will be pitching them. Pitching is different from presentation, because really it entails convincing someone else, showing what's different about your product, and showing us why this deserves to be supported and backed up. And it entails not just business skills, but also communication skills. And using this pitch, you will be competing regionally in a regional competition with other students your age from different schools around the Arab world. And you will be receiving the top, of course, the top and winning teams will be receiving awards and prizes, including cash prizes in dollars. So we have been doing this work for quite a while. So I want you to rest assured that we are not trying with you. We have already tried this, tested it, validated it, and the results so far have been really, really successful. We have worked with lots of reputable organizations over the last 4.5 years. And now we are working with different reputable schools, including the International College, ACS, Romana High School, Rauda High School, College Sanker Ain Najm, your school, of course. So all of these are really reputable schools in Lebanon, and we are really proud to be working with them. And now we are working with some schools in Dubai and in Saudi Arabia as well. We are really proud that so far the completion rate of these programs is 90%, which is really high. So I'm going to show you how the platform looks like. So whenever you sign up to be part of these programs, you will get access. So you will have a username and a password that you can use to log into the platform. And this is how it will look like. You will have different courses and you will have access to the particular program that you are part of, depending on your grade, of course. Inside, so this is a zoomed in version of the Web for Change. This is the grade 10 program. This is how it looks like. It's very much like Coursera if you have taken any courses there. But what's different, as I mentioned, is that this is hands-on. So you'll have to apply and you will have to submit certain deliverables as you go. So here you have different modules, and under each module, you will have different lessons. For the lessons, we are using micro-learning, meaning we are using very short videos and interactive videos. This is the best practice in e-learning nowadays. And this will really help you stay engaged and focused with the content. And do not forget that for the web development, for example, module, you actually have to apply as you go. So this is self-paced. You can pause whenever you want and resume it when you are ready again. So you can pause, apply, come back, repeat. So this is what's really nice about it, especially now with all the electricity cutoffs and the internet connectivity issues. You don't have this problem because you can do it whenever you have good electricity and good internet. I'll now talk more about the Web for Change program, which is the grade 10 program. So this is where grade 10 students will create a web application that solves an environmental problem in their own community. So why learn web development, guys? Because when you know web development, you can create your personal website. So now I'm sure you've heard of personal branding. Personal branding is very important in our era. We didn't hear about it a lot when I was your age, but now everyone's about personal branding. So this will help you create your own website. So I'm thinking about beyond the program. Forget about the program. What will you gain for later? So you will be able to create your own website. You will be able to help your parents or your relatives create their own website or a business website. And more importantly, you can make money out of this. You can be a freelance web developer. A lot of our alumni actually became freelance web developers, and they are earning fresh dollars because this is an in-demand service that people actually need. The second thing is that definitely you will be immersing yourself in community engagement, learning social entrepreneurship, and being part of a regional competition. I want to add that the certificates that you will be gaining out of these programs will be also certified by the American University of Beirut. So on the certificate, you will also have AUB, and this is something you can definitely put on your CV, and it will help you whenever you're applying to universities, to scholarship programs, or to exchange programs even. So this is a great asset that you can add on your portfolio. This is the outline. I will not go through it step by step. And usually we will provide you with a timeline. So since we didn't start yet, the dates will change a little bit. However, you will need to know that you will have a certain table that you need to follow, and you will have certain deadlines, especially for the submissions. I need to point out an important thing here is that, let's say at one of these weeks and coinciding with the deadline, you actually had exams at your school, or term exams or midterms or whatever. We are very flexible in terms of moving the deadlines, and this is something that your school has the freedom to do basically. So you do not need to stick exactly to the deadlines if this clashes with some other deadlines or important dates in your school. So we are very flexible with this, as long as we keep the final deadline, because we need to submit all the pitches to the jury members who will be looking at all of these pitches and selecting the winners by the end of May. And again, we plan to finish by end of April. So we are not into the final exam period. I will now talk more about the augmented reality for social impact. This is a program for grade 11. So for grade 11, you will be creating an AR app using Unity. Again, beyond the program, Unity is a great software that can be used for creating games. So you can do it for use it for gaming. You can use it for AR apps, and you can also use it for VR apps. So virtual reality. Again, nowadays, guys, the metaverse is huge. It's booming. It's growing in an insane way. And this is your chance to actually start being part of this whole thing. Again, not just as a passive consumer, but as an active producer. So you can create your AR apps. I have a friend, she was doing mobile app development when she was in Lebanon. She's now in Dubai. And I saw her putting an ad, we need AR developers, like urgent, we need AR developers, let us know. So this is big now, and this will really give you a lot of opportunities for your future. For this program, we are focusing on a different set of sustainable development goals. We are focusing on good health and well-being, quality education, reduced inequalities, and sustainable cities and communities. So even if, let's say, those who are in grade 10 this year would like to do the grade 11 program next year, there will not be any kind of overlap or repetition. So in addition to the tech component, again, you will be doing a community engagement project, you will be doing social entrepreneurship, and you're part of regional competition. And once again, these programs will be certified by the American University of Beirut, which will also be a great addition on your CV. This is the program outline. And again, it's similar to the journey I showed you. You have to submit your problem, submit your solution, submit your business plan, and submit your final pitch, which will include the prototype that you have built, and you will demo it to us. So show it to us and how it works. Again, you will have a table with refined dates that we will agree on with your school administrators. And we ask you definitely to try as much as possible to stick to the deadlines. And in case you have exams, etc., you can talk to your teachers and supervisors, and they can move things around. And finally, I would like to tell you that it's not easy to do a good job, good projects without looking at what other people have done. We have realized this, and this is why we created a series on Shabab Lab called Keys to Success of Arab Social Entrepreneurs. So in this series, you will have the chance to learn about the journey of 12 social entrepreneurs in the Arab world. We have Lebanese, Palestinian, Jordanian, Egyptian, and others. And they are successful entrepreneurs. So not just any entrepreneurs trying to start now, or they just have an idea. They actually have a working solution with traction, with real customers, with revenues, and with successes. And a lot of them, most of them actually, not most, maybe all of them are using technology in their solutions. In addition to that, we have something called the Shabab Lab Pitch Series, which is also the top teams from the past, from the Shabab Lab programs from last year. And you can look at these also to get inspired and see how you can even do better. I do invite you to follow us on our social media accounts, simply because I mean, we don't do advertising there. What we do is micro learning. What we do is inspirational posts, informative posts. For example, we tell you how to pitch in 30 seconds. We tell you about some entrepreneurship books that you may be interested to read, or some podcasts that you can listen to that will also help you in your future and in your career and in exploring your passion. So we are available on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, and TikTok. And of course, I invite you to follow us and benefit from the content that we are creating on social media. What's next? I'm gonna be sharing with your advisors and supervisors a list, a form that you need to fill if you are interested to join. So just for the fees, guys, we are offering a pilot this year for 15 students for free. And these 15 students will not pay anything to be part of the program, but they will have to earn this, okay? So you will have to tell us why you think you are the best person to get this scholarship, let's call it. And those who don't mind not being considered for free will only be paying 160,000 Lebanese pounds for this program, which, if you think of it, is really as much as you would pay for a chicken burger nowadays. So it's really very, very affordable. And we have on purpose made our prices very affordable for Lebanese schools, because we are very empathetic with the situation and with the crisis, of course, that we are all passing through. So when you fill this form, indicate if you would like to be considered to be waived, like the fee to be waived. After you do that, we will be creating credentials for you, username and password, and sending them to your email. Make sure that you check your spam for that, because sometimes these emails go to spam. And once you log into the platform, make sure to personalize your profile. So as you can see here, I have added my profile picture and I added a cover photo, because it will make my account look really more human instead of just having an avatar. And yeah, that's it for me. I would love to take your questions, guys. So I see some discussions in the room. I hope that that was insightful, interesting, eye-opening. So I'm really looking forward to hear any questions you have. Yeah, and thank you for having me today, even if it was virtual. It's still good to be with you guys.
Thank you, Mona. Thank you so much.
Yeah, so we're open for any questions.